All right, Johnny, I think we're good. So we're live here from Phil Wright Arena. It's the Buzz Hockey Dads podcast here after much success last week, Johnny. I think we're giving a second episode. Now we got the KitKat Kid joining us as well.
Thank goodness this podcast is going to be on fire now that we have the KitKat Kid, Bobby.
I think so. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to talk about here.
But surprises you as well with the fact of the renounding, acceptance and love for the Buzz. We thought it was not that great, but people were loving it. So, we had some Portuguese muffins today at a bakery. They were good, and I think we're ready to go. Darce?
Yeah, welcome everyone to the podcast. My first week, looking forward to it. I thoroughly enjoyed last week. Wish I was here. And I'd be lying if I said Team Bristol hasn't had a Swiss Chalet meal since the podcast.
Right? The deal ends tomorrow. The deal ends on the 2nd of February. So
I'd like to know how many families actually got Swiss Chalet within the last week.
I would think it would be a big number. I think we really pumped them up pretty good. Anyway, the music's starting to go here, so that's good at practice. I'm going to see if we can get somebody to...
Van Halen?
Maybe we can get a little discussion with Marconi here. He's setting up the music. Paulie! Should I see if we can get Paulie on the before we get started, something interesting?
We're going to get a little interview with Paul.
All right, hey, Paul!
All right, Bobby just going over there to talk to...
so, Paul,
Coach
now
Marconi.
you're on here. What do you guys talk about in the pregame?
We just reviewed a little bit of video footage. We talked about the last game, a couple of do's and don'ts. It was pretty good. I think the boys got a lot out of it. We need to do more of that with them.
Yeah, that's good. We really liked it, and glad you guys put that together here. I like how are you the DJ today?
I am the only one with a phone on the ice, so I am adding some music that hopefully the boys don't hate too much.
Nice. And did you notice that Coach got a new haircut last week? He got the new flow. He might be the flow of the week.
He may have the flow of the week, yeah. He was looking to step it up. I think he felt like he wasn't talked about enough in the last podcast, so he's trying to make a difference out there.
All right, make sure. Okay, thank you there, Paulie. Good luck with the practice. Have some fun. So we talked about briefly. I said people like the flow of the week before we get into the game of the week. And who had the best flow this week, Johnny?
Well, okay, so we're going with the best flow on the team?
Best flow this past week. I think the answer is Coach Mike.
Coach Mike, yeah. Coach Mike is really stepping up his game with the flow, but we also had a big shout out on the best beard, which was Coach Paul Marconi, which you just had an interview with.
I didn't mention his beard there. You're right. I'm probably going to have to...
I'm telling him to grow it a little longer. I told him I can introduce some solid beard oil.
All right, that's good. Well, let's... I guess we should just jump into it versus nonsense. So, tough loss against Leaside. They came to play. We knew they were going to be good. And they really took it to us, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an emotional game. I thought we started really well in the first period, but I think Leaside just basically started taking to us and started skating a lot better. But again, I think the emotions of the game really got the best of us. I think some of the penalties that were called against us, I think some of the extracurriculars that were happening after, some of the non-calls just got to the players. And I think that was just a lesson of keeping your head in the game and not get too heated and not get too high and too low during the game. I think we got off our game plan, and definitely our power play wasn't clicking, and Leaside's power play was clicking. I think that was the difference. And their penalty kill was clicking as well because they scored that shorthanded goal. So I think with 12 unbeaten, really what made us a little bit too complacent. And I think overall, I think we're gonna work on a few things and come back a little bit stronger for it. I don't know about you, Darce.
It was sort of that quintessential trap game, right? We hadn't been beaten in 12. We had recently beat Leaside. We were at home where we were undefeated. And I think maybe we came in a little overconfident. We didn't match their intensity after a good start to the game for us. After that, I thought they probably worked a little harder than we did and maybe wanted it a little more than we did. They were very aggressive on their penalty kill, scoring a shorthanded goal. maybe it's the wake-up call we needed getting ready for playoffs. That, you know what, we can lose to any team on any given night, and we got to come to play no matter who the opponent is. So I hope it doesn't cost us first place, but maybe it's something we needed so that we go the rest of the season and into the playoffs with the right level of intensity and with the right mindset.
Absolutely. When you take 6 penalties in a game, 6 I believe it was, it's really hard to come out and win those games. That's 12 minutes off the clock, Bobby, right, and Darce. So you're really shooting yourself in the foot. So I'd like to see a little bit more discipline. I'd like to see those tight games where they are heated, where you have a referee that doesn't have control of the game, because I don't think he did. There was a lot of incidents there where, you know, that cross-check to the head of Carter was a non-call, and I think it just went downhill from there, where I thought we still had plenty of game left to come back.
Well, now it's made for an interesting race to the top. You know, it's tighter than a Greek wallet up there now, right? And I was practicing that one on the car ride here. I go, when am I going to bring that one in there? But it's true. You know, try to get a few drachmas out of an old Greek man. It's almost impossible, right? And now, you know, the Ice Raiders are 1 point behind.
Is that
us.
why you didn't let me pay for the bakery sesh today?
Your arms are very short at the bakery. I go, okay, whose turn is it to pay? So, okay, I guess I'm paying.
I think it's been pretty equal, but maybe you have a couple Greek friends out there that haven't been too kind to you.
But I like we switched it up today with the Portuguese bakery, and
I had my first Portuguese muffin, which looked like a big loaf of. It looked like a big pancake, buddy, with no sugar, no nothing. You guys, you know, just missed that whole ingredient in that Portuguese muffin.
Little butter wouldn't have killed anybody.
That's how Mama Raposo.
Little syrup wouldn't have killed anybody.
That's how Mama Raposo used to make it here. You know what I mean?
Was it back then in the old country, was sugar like really in major scarcity, or?
It was tight. Let's see, we got a couple players here on the bench here. Let's see if we can get Marconi to say a word.
All right.
Hey, Marconi. Yeah, we're going to talk to you for a minute here. So you guys did the video review today. How did that go?
We had some problems with the lights. They wouldn't turn off because they're like motion censored. We had to tape them off, but it went pretty good. We got through first period of the game, and there are a lot of things we need to improve on for sure.
Yeah, okay, that's good. How you feeling about, obviously you guys were pissed off about that loss. Now you got a chance to rebound. We got to go for first place. We got a gun for it there, Marconi.
Yeah, we're definitely looking to finish the season in first. That last game was a tough loss, but we just got to move past it and play good.
All right. Have a good practice there, bud. So they had I know you couldn't hear. They had a problem with the video review because the lights on the motion sensor, so it kept going in the dark in the dressing room.
Well, they can probably see the projection a little bit better, no?
I don't know. It was low tech.
Low tech.
Everything seems to be low tech with us here.
Yeah, so they had a video session today, the boys, and hopefully there was some discussion talking about, you know, what do you do in a situation, because we see it all the time in the GTHL, you know, you'll have a bad refereed game, and it was on both sides. I think Lee's side could have easily have drawn a lot more penalties that the referee didn't take, and we definitely could have drawn a lot more penalties that he didn't give either, right? But I think that with that type of game, the emotion of not getting those calls can't be reciprocated in a way of retaliation to the other team. It's got to go to your legs. It's got to go into your mentality, your psyche of, you know, now I got to bear down and just forget about the ref. It's just basically 5-on-5. We're going at it toe to toe.
You know, I talk a lot to my kids. I talk to a lot, even my team at work. There's only two things in life you can control, and that's attitude and effort. We got donkeys for customers at times. You got bad referees. But at the end of the day, you got to show up. You got to have the right attitude, and you got to have your effort at a high level. You can't let those be taken away from you. And if you take care of those two things, the roughing shouldn't matter. But when you let the refs change that, and we start taking stupid penalties, which is out of character for our team, it put us in a tough spot against Leaside. To your point, we lost 12 minutes of that game sitting in the box.
12 minutes out of 45 is a long time. And, you know, my final point on that is that you're top of the table. You know, you're first place. Every single team you play, whether it's from the Gouldings all the way to the Vaughan or Scarboroughs of the world, they are going to play their best. Okay, that's just a psychological, that's a thing. You know, it's a sports psychology thing. If you're playing your top team, you don't want to get embarrassed. You're going to come out as strong as possible, and we've seen that in the last couple of games that we played against.
Yeah, the music now stopped here as the coach.
We're getting serious now, so we're going to get a little silly too, I guess, right?
The coach is now outlining the practice plan for today, and I'm sure we're not going to focus on it because we don't want the other teams to see the practice plan. So maybe we'll move it a little bit. You think nobody's going to watch this?
Well,
you think?
with technology nowadays, some teams definitely
they can zoom
in onto it or whatever. You never know, Bobby. Listen, we've already given up the farm pretty much to a lot of teams out there with them now knowing about our podcast and our broadcast. I mentioned in the last broadcast there were a couple players in the tunnel that were looking up at us and sort of saying, "Hey, are those the top-tier sports guys? Are those the broadcast guys?" Wow, and I'm thinking to myself, well, a lot of kids on this team have friends, on Forest Hill, on Leaside. I'm sure they share it, this is an era where kids just share everything, from their bathroom antics to just silly stuff like that. So I'm not surprised that it's gone through to the whole loop of parents, and I get the fact that there's some envy and kids are sort of sitting there and thinking, man, that's really cool what they're doing.
This morning I checked.
Get your dads to do a podcast now. You know what I mean?
I checked the revenue status of the broadcast today.
Yeah,
it's still zero.
Still zero.
Still has
coming up nothing.
Coming up zeros. I'm not sure what happened. I'm usually pretty good at this accounting math stuff, but still coming up.
Did you carry the one?
Maybe I didn't carry the one. Maybe I didn't have the proper calculator. Still carrying the zeros out there. Why don't we try to call in one of our guests that we tried we're going to call in? So we're gonna try this thing now. We're going to call in a secret guest. We're going to call in one of the parents.
Let's see what we can get.
Try Johnny. See if we can find someone on the list who will pick up the phone and talk a little stupidness with us.
All right, you ramble here. I'll try to get the call there. I'll talk to our producers here.
So as Johnny's trying to get the call here, we're following like the coach. I'm pretty sure today he's going to work on power play, penalty kill, conditioning, all this kind of stuff, right? So we have someone on the line here?
Yes, we do. Our mystery caller today is the none other mother of Mr. Will Frazier.
Wow!
Karen, we got Karen.
Karen!
Welcome to the Buzz, Karen.
Hi, everybody. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
We picked a good one, Bobby.
We sure did.
So what do you want to ask Karen Papadopoulos?
Well, I know she's trying to apply for the internship job that Trudy has had, right? So I don't know, Karen, what qualities are you going to bring to be one of our interns on Top Tier Sports?
I'm just trying to match Trudy's personality shot for shot, but she's clearly got the experience on me. She's not much of a passer, though. I need her to pass me a few easy ones so we can keep this thing going.
Well,
I got one. Karen, what do you think about the podcast, the content that we're producing, the broadcast? What do you think it's meant for your family, your son playing with NT, and just the overall vibe that's created?
Yeah, I'm really worried about the future when they don't think the whole world revolves around them. It's it's been so great. You guys have been so great. You've made the season amazing for them. But I have a question for you guys. You guys are so good at nicknames. What are your nicknames?
Well, they call me Johnny Letters, right? Because that was given to me a while back from a friend in the house league sort of ranks. And I thought that nickname was dead and buried, but apparently Coach Mike Milne knows the mother of that father and basically said, Johnny Letters is on your team. So Mike was like, Johnny Letters? What's that all about? So it carried over to NT, and I'm thinking of trying to go with Bobby Flex because he's such a animal in the gym, but it hasn't stuck yet. What do you think about Bobby Flex?
Yeah, it's tough to tell under all that parka and the sweater whether it fits or not, but springtime's coming, so we'll see.
I used to be, when I was younger in my 90s dancing days, I was Bobby Boogie.
Bobby Boogie.
It was Bobby Boogie.
Oh, the playoffs. Well, like I was going to suggest that we all do playoff beards, the fathers. I don't know what the mothers can do, but I already got mine ready to go. What are your suggestions?
I was thinking the boys should all go buzz, you know?
Fun?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and then Johnny Letters and Bobby, what you call him, Flex?
I think that's a good idea. We all go. The kids go buzz cuts for sure. I'm definitely not going to buzz my hair. I've taken too long to grow out my hair, and I'm kind of liking the flow again.
Yeah, your father might disown you too.
Well, he has mentioned, because we are thinking of taking a trip to Greece. He's already, I'm almost 50 here, Karen, and you know how it is being the son of a Greek father. He's like, are you going to trim the beard? Are you going to cut the hair? Are you going to look a little bit more presentable when we decide to go back to the old country and see all the relatives? So, yeah, I'm definitely not cutting it.
They're going to think you're homeless, John, if you go over there with the beer and the shaggy do and all that stuff, right? You're going to say, what's the matter with you there in Canada?
Well, that's the idea, Bobby, so I don't have to bring so many gifts.
She could be Karen Letters, too, right?
Karen, well, she could definitely
There's
be
a
Karen
lot of
Letters.
letters there.
I think Papadopoulos beats me.
No, you beat me by one letter. It's
Oh, you got 12? You got a lonely 12?
Yeah, you got that cheap extra U going in there.
That's awesome. But you mentioned something about nicknames, and something just sparked the conversation about how did the Johnny Letters comment came when we were at the Christmas party at Cooper's, and we were playing the box game. And you were talking about just how great the team is and the vibe and all that stuff. And you didn't get introduced to the game of box at the Christmas party. Hopefully you can make it to the Valentine's Day celebration at Coop's.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to even ask what the rules of the box game are. It sounds a bit.
It's just clean fun. No, you're right. Yeah, it does sound a little sketch.
Sounds a little offside.
A little offside, but no, it's all in good fun.
I was the runner-up on the box game, first time playing, to Guilfoyle.
Now you reminded me why I wanted to talk about the box.
I didn't take off my shoes.
Well,
my
no,
socks.
but you almost took off your shirt, and that's why the nickname Bobby Flex came in.
Yeah, I should have taken off the shirt.
The box game in Scarborough means a whole other thing. So I'm trying to get used to the North Toronto lingo.
What do you think of the upcoming schedule and gearing up for the playoffs? Do you think the boys are ready for playoff hockey, or do they need to tweak a few things, Karen?
Listen, getting close to the playoffs is just about cleaning up the little things, right? They're making good passes, they're playing hard. No bad little things creeping up in these other games here. They just gotta focus on the big game.
Now, your boy Will, he has a motor on him. Where do you think he gets that from?
His grandmother. No. I don't know, but I can tell you it's getting really expensive to feed him.
Yeah, I bet. Are you going like venison, like the very fine meats and the very lean meats, Karen?
Yeah. Only filet mignon wrapped in bacon around our place.
Oh, nice.
The lamb on the spit must be a regular thing in the backyard, I guess.
Yeah, we don't like to talk about it.
You know who we got to call now?
Who?
We got to call Billy and Canella. Billy Senior.
No, they're on their Costco runs this morning.
Yeah, let's see what he's buying.
Nah, he's not opening up the flip phone right now, Bobby.
It costs money. That's why. Because it costs money when you're not at home. you gotta pay for the Wi-Fi.
Karen, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for all the content you provided on the Buzz. You were a great host. I mean, great host. We can say host. No, we can say
Guest.
Guest. Thank you.
Be
You're
nice
a great guest.
Be nice if she brings some snacks for the game on Sunday night.
That'd be great.
You're on snack duty for the.
What do you want? I'm at Costco. What do you want?
I need some olive oil, actually.
Okay, well, that's too
Can you
expensive.
drink a couple beers?
That's,
It's Sunday night. Can we drink beers?
All right, Karen, we're gonna let you go. Go NT. Thank you for taking the time.
All right, keep it up. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we'll always have a special guest. I think that's a good idea.
That was good.
Couldn't hear her very well. I could not hear her that great.
No, it's going to pick up the technology. Don't worry. We tried it with Darcy Bristol in Vancouver, all the way from Vancouver, and he sounded great.
How did it look in Vancouver there, Darce?
The broadcast looked great.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, the Wi-Fi was good. There was no buffering. It looked really good. I was impressed.
And you're watching on TV?
I was streaming to the TV.
Oh, nice.
From my phone, yeah. It looked really good.
I got to get my relatives in Portugal to start watching. They don't understand hockey at all, but I think if we can get Tia Maria and Tia Jorge to watch, that would be good. Oh, we got to make one more call, right?
Are we going to try Cooper?
Try Cooper.
All right, let's try Cooper.
And we got to see what outfit he's wearing. He's always rather.
Well, maybe while I'm trying to call Cooper, maybe you could talk about why NT is such a great home to be for your kid and for yourself and just the parent group and why we got actually do this podcast and broadcast for the boys.
Yeah, we're super happy. The good group of kids, good group of parents, always trying to find parents, always looking to do social stuff, which is super cool. This is actually my social life right now is the hockey bit, which is really good. And I'll miss it when we're not playing in the summertime. I don't know how we're gonna get these kids together once in a while in summer. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll miss it. I think the coach here is doing what's he doing here? Breakouts or something?
All right, give me 1 second.
We got our next special guest here.
I think we have our guest on thing. I just have to connect here.
All right, let's do that. We got
here. 1 second. All right. So our next guest, which is the most talented and fabulous Michael Cooper, who is the greatest party host by far in the whole team. Michael Cooper.
And we've given him the award for best dressed on the team, hands down.
This guy's a legend. Michael Cooper, thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, how you doing? What an intro. My head is swelling with that.
You sound a little rough this morning. Actually this afternoon there, Cooper. You okay, bud?
Oh yeah, I'm just up in Ottawa with my daughter's team. So the usual late night hosting in the suite activities were going on.
Nice. How are they doing?
They are 1 win, 1 tie. We got a game this afternoon. If we win that, I think we're into the semis tomorrow. And if they lose, the ladies play late tonight. So if they want to have a few bevies after the game, they better win this afternoon.
A few bevies, absolutely. Now, Coop, who do you? Which parent group's better, the daughters team or the boys team?
Talent-wise?
No, just overall feel like parent group. Like I mean, you and I, we have a little bit of a man crush going on.
Yeah, hands down, Miles' team, that team has the best parent group in all of hockey. Hands down, across the board.
What do you think's the secret? Sorry to cut you off there, but what do you think the secret is to such a great parent group that we have here at NT?
I'll tell you, the dark horse of this group, most underrated, Andy Herman. Every team needs an Andy Herman, a guy who's got a guy who gets things done. Between Bobby Flex being able to crush that box game, old man Sable bringing in the wisdom. Maverick Harlow. It's a walking who's who of characters.
You know what's funny? You mentioned that. Like, I mean, I've only been here. This is my first season with NT, and I feel like I've been here with the team forever.
It's a pretty amazing thing of all my kids' different teams. When I watch how the parents interact, and I've said this before to parents, there is no team that is as welcoming and as friendly as this team. It just seems to bring in whoever comes in with open arms and like they've been here all along, and it's truly unique of all the kids' teams that I've ever been associated with.
Yeah, I remember that from the first get-go when I first met you guys over at Sable's backdoor pool. It was just so welcoming, it was just great. You took the words out of my mouth. You guys are just very welcoming and just such an awesome parent group, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Is he going to be watching? You're going to be watching on the way home from Ottawa?
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Now, Coop, what do you think so far? We're 5 more games or 4 more games until the playoffs. What does the team need to work on? Are you happy so far with just where we're at? And do you think we have more to give?
I pinch myself every day where we're at. I can't believe we're actually battling for first this late in the season. I think myself, like probably the players and a lot of parents, got caught up with thinking that we're a cakewalk to first place. So I think the key for us is really just focusing on every team and not taking any game for granted. And even, as we saw against Leaside, if we don't play our best, we're susceptible. And so I think we need to finish each game off and take each game like we're playing the top team in the league. And then it's most important that we do the little things right and get ready for the playoffs.
Absolutely, well said. I totally agree with you. I think that's what we were talking in the beginning of the podcast, is that, we got slapped around a little bit and we got a little wake-up call. I think we took things for granted, just being up top, and you're right. A lot of teams are gunning for us, and we have to play our best for every team, including the one that's coming up on Sunday on Goulding. And don't forget, the next one after that is Forest Hill. They're gonna be really geared up for playing us for sure.
Yeah, I've heard a lot from the Forest Hill parents, and that is one game for sure they've circled on their calendar. They want to get some momentum against us going into the playoffs in case they match up against us. Teams like Goulding is a perfect opportunity for us to do the things right that we haven't been doing. The breakout cleaning, our power play cleaning, tape-to-tape passes, the back checking, the forechecking. Right now I don't feel like we have all lines humming. And so it's important that the boys look at themselves in the mirror and step up for each other. And that's the type of thing that championship teams do. So if we have the aspirations to win that title, those are the things we need to do. Absolutely.
One of the questions that came up is that what do you think the bonding theme should be for the boys? Should they go buzz cut? Should they dye their hair? Should they try to grow a little bit of a mustache going on? What do you think should be the bonding playoff thing?
Oh, not the creepy.
Are the playoffs 6 months long for these guys to grow a mustache?
They should have started from September.
They should have started then. I don't know. The buzz is an interesting look. I'm still getting used to Miles's. The hair dye. I don't know. That's a good question.
I think we should bring back the Mr. T. I think we should take a little flavor from the parent era, and bring a little Mr. T.
Gold chains for all the kids?
No, the Mr. T haircut and the gold chain. Sure,
and
why not?
The gold chains. All right, that's all right.
Do it all out. Each round they have to do something more. They start off with one thing and they got to add a thing each round.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not a bad idea.
Mikey, you've been a great guest on the podcast. Bob, you have any last questions or?
Mikey, we expect you to be impeccably dressed for the playoffs, right? So bring
Absolutely.
on your playoff best onesie that you have. We can't wait to see the outfit.
If you can find a Herb Brooks 1981 special, and you walk into that dressing room and you give that parent heartfelt speech, I think that would go a long way.
Challenge
accepted.
accepted.
A couple words to say here.
Challenge accepted.
All right, Coops, enjoy the rest of your time up in Ottawa. Good luck to your your daughter's team, and we thank you for your time, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Take care, eh?
Later, Coop.
I see the boys here on the bench here. I know Fraser's dying to say a few words. We'll see if we can get him on the next break here.
Well, the guy's been hot. We also got some coaches that are just sitting on the bench. I think we should interview some coaches.
Let's see if we can talk to Andy Herman or Roger.
Yeah, Bobby, go do that. I've been carrying the podcast so far. You've been. Let's go. Yeah, they're sitting there on their phones. They're not adding a lot of value.
Hey, Roger, I want to ask you a couple questions here. So I heard you guys had some technology problems with the showing the TV. What do you call it? The
projector.
The projector, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't. It was more the light issue. We had the lights on a sensor, so we luckily we've got Julian on the team. He was able to reach it with some tape. We put the tape on the sensor, and then 10 minutes later, the lights went off, and we were able to watch the show.
What's Mike Milne's mood coming into the practice today after losing to Leaside?
Well, it was good to watch the tape and get an idea of where we need to improve. I think he's pretty calm and collected, actually. He wasn't as upset as he was at the game. He was just pointing out what we need to improve on, and I think it was good that we did it, because the kids are watching the games, but they're only watching their highlights. They're not really looking at it with an objective view. So it was good to talk to them about where they can improve and for them to actually take it.
That's good. More importantly, the Swiss Chalet 2 can dine for $19.99 deal ends Sunday. So are you going to take advantage of that?
2 can dine for $19.99. I mean, it's a good deal. I haven't had Swiss Chalet in a long time. One of my favorite things was, before I was gluten-free, was that was the bun, and I can't eat that now. So but the fries are still good. So we might partake in that. Yeah.
Yeah, it ends and no taxes. So you're out for $25 with tips. Date night. Oh, date night. All right. Thanks, Roger. Good job. Get these guys motoring. Get these guys going out there. I was pushing the, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I've been pushing the Swiss Chalet thing. I'm just like so excited. I was going to call my parents again today to take them again. But I think if I ask them back-to-back weekends to go to Swiss Chalet, they're going to think there's a problem. They're going to think that something's wrong, Bobby. What's happening? Like, are you sick? Like, maybe, they might be think that I might be dying or something, that I have to squeeze in all these parental moments before I go. Because back-to-back Swiss Chalet in the same year, it's a lot.
In the same year?
Yeah, in the same year.
So you see your parents like very, very sporadically.
No, I see them a lot. I just don't take them out to dinner a lot. And to them, it's like, what's wrong? They're going to think there's some serious problem.
Well, Bobby,
anyway.
I think it's time that we talk about
Who's on fire, maybe.
Who's on fire, the player that we're going to glaze the most.
Okay.
Glaze of the week, we're going to call it.
The glaze
now,
of
for those of the parents out there that don't know what glaze is, it's a term that the kids are using. It's basically giving those kids that shine. Think of a glazed donut. You glaze them. You make them shine. So who are you going to give props to? Who are you going to glaze? So that's something that we need to sort of think about. Who is the player that we're going to glaze the most on the team? And we can focus on them.
Who got the player of the game?
We didn't do a player of the game in the last game.
Who got the chain?
I think it was in Herman a while back.
No, the last game. I don't know.
I'm not sure who got the chain.
There. I was in Vancouver.
Did anybody get the chain last game? I'm not sure. Somebody did.
Ask,
I don't know who got it.
I don't want to disturb the coaches. They look like they're adding value.
The coach is just sitting on the bench like they're around a campfire. Not really. Coach Milne is in full charge here.
Well, if I might add, if I want to glaze a player that's been consistent with their effort and just the little details, I'm going to go Markovic. I'm going to glaze Markovic.
You know what? I was going to say Markovic. I thought he was the best player last game.
I thought Markovic was really good on the forecheck, but more importantly, I think he was the first guy back on the back check. Of course, that's his role as a center job, but I thought that he was doing a really good job. He's a really smart player. Definitely has more that he can add to his game, but for me personally, I think he's just an all-round great two-way player, great on the face-off draws. That's going to be my glaze of the week. I kind of liked watching Markovic play, especially against Leaside. I thought he had. It wasn't blatantly obvious, but if you really looked at the game carefully, I thought he was really solid.
Yeah, he's doing the little things right, hustling around. I actually thought we played a pretty decent first period last game. We were down 2-1 after one period, but if their goalie Evan Ross isn't coming up big, we're probably up a couple goals right in that period. So,
KitKat Kid, who are you thinking for glaze of the week?
I thought, we just glazed the one.
Did you have anybody?
No, I was away last week, so I wasn't close to it. But I agree. Zach is a high IQ hockey player. He's a good two-way player, and he had a good game from what I saw in the video against Leaside for sure.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot about, Miles Cooper gets a lot of glaze on this channel. Tater gets a lot of glaze on this channel as well. But I think a guy like Markovic definitely deserves to get a little bit of glaze action.
I would say that's a good call on. He can be the glazer of the week. Well, we don't have. I think I need to start injecting some. We got to come up with some trivia, something or other. I think interesting stuff that people can sort of ponder and think about. But we haven't got that yet. We're figuring this out still.
Figure this out. Maybe we can even talk about trades in the NHL. It's going to be very good. Actually, you know what? Super Bowl's coming up. We can always add things to the segments of players' attributes on who on let's say, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Some of our players sort of have the same characteristics and attributes too. A lot of ideas. I just appreciate the support out there that's been giving us encouragement to keep doing these podcasts, and they're a lot of fun. And like we said, we do it to make this a memorable season for our boys, win or lose, and just give them the best hockey experience as possible, because after this year, there's 3 more?
Yeah. No, right, there aren't many left. And
it's gone by quick.
And then we'll do it through the So one last thing here, because we're already in 35 minutes or so we don't want to kind of go too long. So I was telling you guys that I'm taking a stand-up comedy course, right?
You have?
And And
dates and details to follow, you said.
Yeah, so we'll see if I'm going to fill it up with the NT family. Not sure yet.
Well, I think it's going to help your broadcast career for sure. I think it's going to help with your material, your delivery, most certainly. And it never hurts to have a couple familiar faces in the crowd when you're on stage end of February.
So I the week before I bombed, like I in my front of my class I bombed, but this week I used the whole Swiss Chalet, taking the parents, all this stuff, going to Harbor 60 and all these things, and it crushed. It was really good. There was a lot of immigrant people in my class, and they related to that stuff, right? So I'm hoping to pick up some new material on this Buzzcast that I can use in front of my eclectic class of interesting characters.
Yeah, listen, there's lots of material for minor hockey as well that you can add as well. Bobby, lots of stuff. We'll help you set it up, my friend.
I'll keep you posted on my new career if I become Bob Chappelle out there and see if it's
Bobby CK. Because you're a little offside.
Didn't he get canceled, CK, or whatever
he did,
it is?
But he's a little offside.
Yeah.
Just like your comments can be sometimes.
It's a problem. It's like it's hard to be. I tried to be onside with this thing because you don't want to get. We got real jobs and things like that, right? And so we can't be too offside or too colorful, and we try to keep it super PG. But in the comedy sector there, it's full on whatever you want. Like it's F-bombs, like everything, and you can talk about, a lot of guys talk about bathroom humor, which I really don't want to go to.
Yeah, no.
I don't think it's where I want to land.
It's over and done with. The true geniuses of comedy are the ones that just take regular life situations and just make them funny.
All right, so if anybody out there, leave in the comments. If you have any funny situations, put them in the comments, and maybe you'll be part of my my comedy routine at the Comedy Bar on the Danforth. We'll see how that goes. Well, any final thoughts, guys? We're at, did we strike a chord this week? Oh, let's maybe kind of the week that's coming up.
The
right?
week that's coming up, I wanted to talk about because this week was kind of dry. That we only had the one game against Leaside to really discuss. But we got some important games coming up. We got the Goulding one on Sunday, which I want to see our boys play a clean, tight game and just well-disciplined. And then the big one's coming up that Forest Hill, as mentioned by Michael Cooper, has circled on their calendar on Wednesday. And then that's it. Then again, not until next week until we play Markham, and then just gear up with the final 2-3 games left.
So that final game against West Hill, I mean, if we're still in the race, that could be, the first place game. You never know, right?
Yeah, right now 1 point ahead of Scarborough, but Scarborough has a game in hand. They got a tough schedule too, and again, everybody wants to try to beat Scarborough, just like everybody wants to try to beat NT as well. So it's going to be an interesting finish, one that we're definitely excited to be a part of, and hope for the best for our boys and understand that we're going to be in their corner no matter what.
Oh, it's tight, Johnny. That Greek wallet is tight. We got to get there to the front of the top of the table.
Come on, I'll buy you a scone after this podcast. I'll grease up that wallet for you, buddy.
All right, everybody. That's it. Any final words there, Mr. KitKat Kid?
No, it's a big week. We got a big game coming up. Hopefully we use this Goulding Park game to get ready for Forest Hill, work on some of our special teams, which where we got some opportunity, and we show up Wednesday night at Forest Hill Memorial Arena. It's an important game, and I think we're going to be ready.
All right, tune in Sunday night, NT versus Goulding Park. We'll be in the broadcast booth. We'll have some beers for any guests that want to drop in. And that's it. See you next time. Bye!